are live on the corner of Gray and Church, which is the street corner where the city is giving an honorary street name on behalf of Dino Robinson for all the work that he's done to raise awareness and to archive the history of the black community in Evanston and along the North Shore. Pastor neighbors, what's the importance of today for you?
Oh, it's critical. It's important. I'll tell you, Dino is one of our local heroes. His reputation in the community is stellar in terms of what he's done to preserve the legacy of African Americans in Evanston and North Shore is unprecedented. And remember, he doesn't do this professionally, he actually works at Northwestern. So hopefully this might be a moment for him to kind of give that day job up and become completely dedicated to preserving the history and the stories of black people in Evanston
And talk a little bit about why that's important, not only for Evanston, but just nationally at this moment, particularly.
Well, it is. I mean, it's a national moment, so we are excited about what's happening in Evanston. There is so much that is going on. We're excited, of course, about reparations. We're excited about transition and movement. We're excited about leadership. We have leadership at District 65 and Dr. Deborah Horton. We have leadership at St. Francis, Kenneth Jones, until he accepted another position. But we've got leadership all over the place. We thank God for Dale Davis and Northwestern University's community relations. We thank God for Monique Parsons, you know, who's at the YMCA. So this is a moment, I think, that stands on the precipice of great change. And we're excited to be a part of it.
Thank you very much. Good. What is your... Oh, I like your mask. Let's check it out. So what's important about coming here today?
This is a monumental moment. Dino Robinson has been a pillar in our community, and we are finally getting a chance to honor all the work he's done. I'm so excited about this.
Awesome.
And just looking forward to this historic moment. It's such a pleasure.
And the day, it turned out to be such a gorgeous day.
For a few seconds.
Here we go.
I don't care. Thank you.
Very excited for Dino, very grateful for his investment in the community, and excited to see him honored. It's just a very small token, worthy of so much more, and happy to see so many people
here today.
Well, I'm here to honor Dino. I think he's a fantastic person. And
Evanston Haitian Community Festival. Why you came today? And just say your name.
And he is an amazing person. He's very driven. And ever since he told me about Shorefront Legacy Center, I can say I supported him since day one.
This is Gilo, Crazy Cornell Logan. Okay.
How's college? Good. Well, COVID cut things. Right now we're home. Somewhat smiling. We try to keep it up.
Let's get started! Dino.
Who is that? Right.
Let's get started. My name is Kip Ratliff. I'm the president of Shorefront. And I am proud to say Dino is my best friend.
Dude.
I just decided that.
Pay you later.
Best friend. You can go back. But no, seriously, I'm so excited to be here. So let's get this thing started. We're gonna have a couple people come up. And let's go ahead and start with the mayor.
Thank you, Chip. What a beautiful day to celebrate Dino Robinson. Yeah. Where's Dino? Margot and Morris, where are you? You're here? I know his parents. All right, good. They're filming it for you, Dino, okay? It's not enough to have ABC and NBC and WGN and the rest of the Chicago media here. It's a proud day to be his parents, I bet. We all have a life story, all of us. We don't know where that life story is going to go, what direction it's going to take. The fact that Dino has dedicated his life to capturing those life stories of Black residents along the North Shore, many here in Evanston, really is something that everyone in this city and everyone even in Chicago and in this entire area will value the rest of their lives.
Switch your camera over to Dino
really
for a minute and then take it back to the mayor.
It's worth clapping for. It's worth clapping for that.
Then you got a good one. Now you can go back to the mayor.
You know, and the thing is, we each have our own life story. Nobody can tell our life story better than us. We also don't know how that life story interacts with other people and sort of over the arc of history, what impact that has made individually and collectively with others. And that's what you can learn about at Shorefront. And so, Dino, we don't do street namings that often. You know, an alderman only gets one a year to do it, and it's a big deal if they choose you and your name is up here for everybody to see, especially in such a prominent street as Church Street here in Evanston. So I'm delighted to be here with you and your family and Claudette and all of us to celebrate you today, Dino.
Another person that I have up here is the person who is really responsible for all this. We talked about Alderman get one person, and she picked Dino Robinson to have a street named after. She is an incredible person herself, and I'm sure we will be celebrating her sometime with a street name. But for right now, she is our 5th Ward Alderman, Robert Rousseau.
What a special day. Can you all hear me okay?
No.
Yeah, you have to speak loud. That's just capturing for the TV.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I learned.
What a special day. As mentioned, we get one opportunity a year, and I consider it our highest opportunity to honor someone that has made a historic, transformative impact that is measurable in our community. And what Dino has done for us,
Okay.
what Dino has done for the Black community in Evanston in archiving our stories here selflessly. He's not a native Evanstonian. He came here and he saw a rich people and a rich history, and he thought it was worthy of archiving and making it his life's work at his own expense. Started in the basement of his home and transitioned to Family Focus. He's now at Sherman Church. But Dino made it possible for us to do the work that we're doing today with reparations. If not for Dino archiving our history, we would have had years of feasibilities and studies and proofs, and Dino made it possible for us to accelerate repair and redress for the Black community in Evanston, and that has sparked something in this nation. So although the City of Evanston, the residents, experts from all across the nation have supported us in this work, Dino singularly is responsible for the cornerstone of this work that has allowed us to progress and advance in this city and create a sense of place for Black residents, a renewed pride and sense of community here in Evanston. And then he's just so selfless with his time. I call Dino probably 5 times a week. Mrs. Morris, thank you for allowing us to call on him so much. Yes. You're right. We call on Dino so much all the time for everything, to speak, to educate, to advocate, to inform, to present. And he never says no. He always makes time, and he does this with a full-time job. He's not being compensated for this work. So I just want to say, Dino, I could not think of anything more to do. You know, as an alderman, we get $15,000 a year. I didn't have any money to pay you. But this is the highest and best honor that I have in my aldermanic capacity, to honor you and thank you for what you've done for our city. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. You have made a lifelong impact on this city that will never be forgotten, because because of you, our stories will always be told through your 250 or linear square feet of archives at Shorefront. Thank you to the board at Shorefront for allowing him to serve the city so graciously as you have. And I say this on behalf of all of my colleagues on the City Council of Evanston and the staff that calls on Dino as well, and the 5th Ward residents. Thank you, Dino.
Thank you all for listening. I'm just going to take a few minutes. I'll try to use a few minutes to talk about Dino Robinson and his drive. I say that there are people who work hard, there are people with vision, there are people who strive to do what they want to do. Then there's Dino Robinson. Dino Robinson is such a unique person. I'll give you an example. We have our monthly board meetings. I have a president's report. It's usually like, I did this, I did this. Dino's is like, if it's any shorter than that, we go, what happened? What, you trying to stop the sleep? What? Claudette make you take the garbage out or something? But Dino started this. I always tell the story. I tell my version, he tells the right version. Dino started this. He walked into a local historical society and he asked for, he was doing a paper, and he said, I want to have everything you have on Black history in Evanston. This was in 1995. They brought out a copy box with 3 folders, manila folders, marked colored in 1995. And he said, okay, yeah.
Do something about that.
It's time to do something about this. He wrote a book, he wrote another book. He did the Shorefront Journal. Now we have, how many linear feet did you say we have?
250.
Thank you.
I thought it was 300.
350.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It keeps growing. He never stops working. Dino has a vision. It's so simple and it's so strong. Black history should be common knowledge.
That's right.
Yep.
Every day.
I don't think you heard me. Black history should be common knowledge.
Every day. Every day.
Do you know how powerful that is? If Black history was common knowledge, oh my God, there will still be people who wouldn't care. But I'm telling you, things would be so different if the real, honest Black history was common knowledge. That Black kids understood that we weren't just slaves. We had so much contribution to this country, to this town, to this world.
That's right.
That things would just be totally different. The pride, the foundation that we stand on would be indescribable. And that's this man's vision. Okay? So I want you to take that with you. Black history should be common knowledge. That's why, and I always have to do this, Shorefront needs support. I have to. Shorefront needs support. We need your support to make this happen. Dino is the heart and soul of Shorefront. Without him, it's nothing. We need support. And with that, I'm gonna borrow a little phrase from Don Cornelius. I want y'all to put y'all hands together. The mighty Dino Robinson.
I really don't know what to say. I do all this talking about history. I don't even know where to begin. Except that, I have to thank my parents for making the decision to come here to Evanston. It's been their lifelong dream to come here and make their home here. They came here and they made themselves part of the community and engaged in the community, getting involved in the community, and that's what I learned from. I learned from my family, my grandparents, who taught me about my own personal history and how important that is. And then as I grew older and started working within this community, I saw a rich, vibrant culture that is far beyond domestics and servants. I saw entrepreneurs. I saw movers and shakers. I saw trending issues that come to the forefront where this community had took up the mantle and started working hard, even against all the odds that may have been against them all. So I appreciated this community, and I want to make sure it was remembered in a way that our generational families can remember and take ownership of. I mean, who knew that Nellie Crawford in 1905 lived here in Evanston, just off of Benson Street in downtown Evanston, later to become a professional extra in over 100 movies, including Birth of a Nation. Her last speaking role was in a movie about Carmen? With Dorothy Dandridge. She played Dorothy Dandridge's grandmother in that movie. She lived here in Evanston. Who knew that when the pilot taught himself how to fly, eventually landed his own personal airplane on Emerson Street to show off. And I always talk to this with kids too. So how many of you know in high school had your first car in high school? Kids were raising their hand. And so, well, Captain Fred Hutchinson had his first airplane at age 17. Beat that. And taught himself how to fly. But who knew that history? Who knew that a young woman by the name of Dorothy Hadley would go on to change the course of documentation of what was happening in Ethiopia as Italy was invading their country. She was a war correspondent there, married to the first nephew of King Haile Selassie. Lived right here in Evanston, right on down, went to Evanston Township, and graduated from Howard University. So there are a number of people that have done this. Even on this block, Tina Lifford. I want to be next to Tina Lifford. Bobby Robinson, who's a musician, had a recording studio down in the basement over here. And in the building I lived in, Rosa Hardwood started the Rosa Hardwood Tea Guild and Ebenezer in the church and part of the Order of Eastern Star. The number of stories that are here in Evanston are numerous. It takes an entire community to do this. And I'm just honored to be a part of this vibrant, historic community that welcomed me with open arms and shared with us and the board their personal stories, their lives, and their legacies so that our future generations can learn from this. So I humbly thank all of you, our parents, the board of Shorefront, family and friends, stepdaughters here. My daughter is at work, she's on FaceTime right now, Lauren, and especially my wife, who has stood by me this entire time. As I was collecting this history and putting on the dining room tables at our home, and as it piles up, she kind of pushes it off to the side and smiles at me. Until one day it got a little bit too big and she told the board, this has got to get out of here. That's actually a funny story. So we're in a board meeting, we're talking about a space, and the board's like, no, we can't do that, we can't afford it, it's going to be too expensive, how are we going to fundraise? And my wife said something very simple. This stuff needs to be out there for people to see. And then the board said, so as we look for space and find out how to fund this, we're going to make this organization grow. So thank you, Claudette, my rock, my partner, my best friend, my wife for 20.
Don't get kicked out. Don't get kicked out.
23 and a half. Thank you all for coming out, and there's a lot more to come. Thank you for all your support, the entire board of the City Council, for your strong advocacy for Shorefront and sticking by Shorefront and always filling out questions and challenges by Shorefront. Thank you.
All right. Now the time we've all been waiting for. It's time for you to vote.
Sorry.
Someone's got some scissors. Where's Dino?
You're working. There you go.
Right. They really tied this up. I'm glad you went to, I remember my stuff I learned in Wheels.
Got it down. In 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
That is awesome.
All right. So that is the formal presentation. I'm so happy to see all of you here. Make Mingo celebrate.
I want to. Here we go. One more. Go. She's coming scared. Grab her. Thank you. There we go.
I would give it up.
One more. One.